I want you to reconsider the first key point we discussed. I control my emotions. This isn't a simple mantra. It's a profound declaration of personal agency. It's the understanding that while feelings may arise automatically, your response to them is a deliberate choice. Think of it like a storm on the horizon. You can't stop the clouds from gathering, the wind from picking up, or the lightning from flashing. However, you can decide whether you'll stand exposed in the open or take shelter. This is the core of emotional control, acknowledging the storm without being swept away by it. It's about creating a vital separation between the internal feeling and the external action. Most people live as though their emotions are a runaway train with no one at the controls. A rude comment instantly triggers anger. A sudden setback leads to despair. They are victims of their own feelings, constantly reacting to the emotional whims of the moment. This is an exhausting and disempowering way to live. When you declare, I control my emotions, you are essentially saying, I am the conductor of my own internal train. You are not denying the feeling of anger. You are simply choosing not to let it dictate your behavior. You are not suppressing sadness. You are choosing not to let it paralyze your progress. This shift from reaction to choice is the single most powerful step you can take towards self-mastery. True emotional control isn't about becoming a stoic, unfeeling automaton. It's about developing emotional intelligence. It means understanding the root cause of your feelings. Why did that comment make you angry? Was it the words themselves, or was it a deeper insecurity they touched upon? Why does this setback feel so devastating? Is it a true crisis, or is it just a temporary blow to your ego? By asking these questions, you move beyond the surface level reaction and begin to understand the complex inner workings of your own mind. That is the number R. This introspection allows you to address the underlying issues rather than just treating the symptoms. It's a process of becoming a detective of your own psyche. Moreover, this control is a skill that can be built like a muscle. It requires daily practice and conscious effort. When you feel a strong emotion, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, what is the most effective way to respond right now? This pause, this moment of mindful reflection, is where your power lies. It's the space between the stimulus and the response. In that space, you are free to choose a path that aligns with your goals and values, rather than being dragged down a path of regret. It's in this deliberate pause that you can choose patience over rage, understanding over resentment, and resilience over despair. Ultimately, the ability to control your emotions gives you an incredible advantage in every aspect of life. In your career, it allows you to handle pressure and setbacks without lashing out or giving up. In your relationships, it allows you to communicate calmly and compassionately even during conflict. Most importantly, it gives you a profound sense of inner peace. You become your own steady anchor in a world of constant change and turmoil. You are no longer at the mercy of your feelings. Your feelings are now in service of you. I embrace challenges as opportunities. This isn't merely a hopeful phrase, it's a fundamental shift in perspective that redefines your relationship with adversity. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks to be avoided, you see them as training grounds for growth. This mindset is the difference between someone who is broken by failure and someone who is built stronger by it. Every difficult situation, every frustrating setback, and every moment of discomfort contains a hidden lesson. Your task is not to curse the challenge, but to uncover the opportunity nested within it. Most people fear challenges because they are rooted in the belief that life should be easy and that struggles are a sign of personal failure. This creates a brittle mindset where the slightest difficulty can shatter their confidence. When you adopt the belief that challenges are opportunities, you become mentally antifragile, meaning you don't just endure stress, you actually get stronger from it. A lost job becomes a chance to re-evaluate your career path and find a more fulfilling role. A failed project becomes a rich source of data on what not to do next time. It's a strategic reframing that transforms what appears to be a negative event into a valuable experience. The act of embracing challenges also forces you to develop new skills and capabilities you might never have needed otherwise. Think of a physical workout. The resistance of the weights is the challenge, and the stronger muscles are the opportunity. Similarly, navigating a complex negotiation hones your communication skills. Handling a difficult customer teaches you patience and empathy. That is the number R. The adversity itself is the catalyst for your personal and professional evolution. By actively seeking out and engaging with challenges, you are essentially creating your own personal development curriculum. You are not waiting for life to teach you, you are deliberately putting yourself in a position to learn. Furthermore, this perspective changes your relationship with risk. A person who sees only threats in challenges will be hesitant to step out of their comfort zone, to try something new, or to take a leap of faith. In contrast, someone who sees challenges as opportunities is more willing to take calculated risks because they understand that even if they fail, they will gain valuable knowledge and experience. They view every outcome, whether successful or not, as a win. Failure is simply a data point, an experiment that provided useful information, moving them one step closer to their ultimate goal. Ultimately, the declaration, "I embrace challenges as opportunities," is a powerful act of self-empowerment. It takes you from a passive victim of circumstances to an active architect of your own growth. You are no longer waiting for life to happen to you. You are deliberately engaging with it, shaping it, and using every experience to build a more resilient, capable, and confident version of yourself. This is the mindset of a true innovator, a leader, and a lifelong learner. I am my most important asset. This is more than a simple statement of self-worth. It is a foundational principle for a successful life. Think of yourself as a business. What is the most valuable resource that business has? It's not the money in the bank or the inventory on the shelves. It's the person running it. Your energy, your health, your knowledge, and your emotional resilience are the true capital that drives every part of your existence. To neglect yourself is to allow your most valuable asset to depreciate. Conversely, investing in yourself is the single best return on investment you will ever make. It is a proactive choice to build a stronger foundation for everything else you wish to achieve. Most people spend their lives focused on external assets, their career, their possessions, their social status. They work tirelessly to build a life on the outside while neglecting the very engine that powers it all. This leads to burnout, stress, and a constant feeling of being overwhelmed. When you make yourself your most important asset, you reprioritize your life. You recognize that your physical health is not a luxury, but a necessity for sustained effort. You understand that your mental well-being is not a weakness to be hidden, but a source of strength to be cultivated. This mindset shift changes your daily habits from a frantic pursuit of external validation to a deliberate practice of self-care and self-improvement. This principle extends beyond just physical and mental health. It also encompasses the continuous development of your skills and knowledge. You are not a static entity. You are a work in progress. When you commit to being your most important asset, you commit to lifelong learning. You read books, take courses, seek out mentors, and engage in experiences that stretch your mind. This is not just about professional advancement. It's about making yourself more interesting, more adaptable, and more capable of navigating a rapidly changing world. Every new skill you acquire, every piece of wisdom you gain, is a deposit into your personal asset account, increasing your value and expanding your potential. Furthermore, being your most important asset means setting and enforcing healthy boundaries. It's recognizing that your time and energy are finite resources that must be protected. You learn to say no to things that drain you and yes to things that nourish you. This isn't selfish, it's strategic. By protecting your time and energy, you ensure that you have enough left to dedicate to your most important goals and to the people who truly matter. It is a recognition that you cannot pour from an empty cup and that your ability to help others is directly tied to your ability to take care of yourself first. Ultimately, the power of declaring, "I am my most important asset," lies in its ability to empower you to take full responsibility for your well-being. It moves you from a passive role, waiting for others to validate or care for you, to an active role as your own champion. You become the CEO of your own life, making deliberate decisions that ensure your long-term success, happiness, and resilience. This is the ultimate form of self-respect and the foundation for a life of true fulfillment. I choose how I perceive my reality. This is arguably the most powerful declaration you can make, for it is the ultimate expression of your personal freedom. While you may not have control over the events that happen to you, you have absolute control over the meaning you assign to them. This isn't about ignoring negative events or pretending everything is perfect. It's about consciously deciding to focus your mental energy on what is useful, empowering, and constructive, rather than on what is draining and disempowering. Your perception acts as a filter, and you are the one who gets to choose the lens through which you view the world. Most people live as though their reality is a fixed, objective truth. A bad day at work is simply a bad day. A difficult conversation is just an unpleasant experience. They see themselves as passive recipients of life's circumstances. This mindset is fundamentally limiting because it robs you of your agency. When you choose your perception, you become an active participant in shaping your own experience. You can decide that the bad day at work was a valuable lesson in resilience. You can choose to see the difficult conversation as an opportunity to improve your communication skills. This reframing is a skill that takes practice, but once mastered, it gives you an almost impenetrable layer of mental resilience. The power of this principle is most evident in how we handle setbacks. A person with a passive mindset might view a failure as definitive proof of their incompetence. They internalize the event and let it define their self-worth. In contrast, someone who chooses their perception can see that same failure as a temporary result, a piece of feedback, or a necessary part of the learning process. They understand that the event itself is neutral. It is their interpretation of it that gives it meaning. This simple but profound shift allows them to bounce back faster, learn more effectively, and maintain their confidence even in the face of significant challenges. This choice of perception also has a direct impact on your emotional state. While you can't always control the initial jolt of an emotion, you can control how long you dwell on it. For example, the feeling of frustration is often fueled by the perception that a situation is unfair or hopeless. By choosing to perceive the situation as a puzzle to be solved or a problem to be overcome, you can transform that frustration into a sense of focused determination. You move from the powerless emotion of "this isn't fair" to the powerful question of "what can I do about this?" This is how you reclaim your emotional power from external events. Ultimately, declaring "I choose how I perceive my reality" is an assertion of your ultimate freedom. It is the recognition that the world is not happening to you, but rather you are experiencing the world through your own unique lens. By consciously and deliberately choosing that lens, you become the architect of your inner world, regardless of the chaos and unpredictability of the external world. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are the master of your own mind. I create my own destiny. This is the ultimate declaration of agency and personal power. It's the profound realization that you are not a leaf being blown about by the winds of fate, but the captain of your own ship, charting your course through life's unpredictable waters. That is the number R. The AS isn't a statement of arrogance. It's a commitment to active participation in the shaping of your future. It means understanding that every choice you make, no matter how small, is a brush stroke on the canvas of your life, painting the picture you will eventually inhabit. Most people live with a passive mindset, believing that their life is the result of external forces, luck, circumstances, or the actions of others. They wait for opportunities to be given to them and blame others when things go wrong. This perspective is fundamentally disempowering because it puts your happiness and success in the hands of things you cannot control. By declaring, "I create my own destiny," you are taking full ownership of your life. You are moving from a state of reaction to a state of creation. You understand that your future is not something that happens to you. It is something you build brick by brick through your daily decisions and actions. The process of creating your destiny begins with a clear vision. You must first decide what you want to build. This requires self-reflection and the courage to define your own version of success rather than simply following the path laid out by society. What are your core values? What kind of person do you want to become? What impact do you want to have on the world? Answering these questions gives you a blueprint. Without a clear destination, you cannot steer your ship. This vision becomes your compass, guiding your choices and giving every action a sense of purpose and direction. Furthermore, this belief in creating your own destiny is a powerful antidote to procrastination and indecision. When you know that every action matters, you are less likely to fall into the trap of waiting for the perfect moment. You understand that the perfect moment is the one you create. It's the moment you take the first step, no matter how small. It's the moment you choose to learn a new skill, to have a difficult conversation, or to pursue a new opportunity. Every single action, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is an investment in your future self. It is a vote for the person you are becoming. Ultimately, "I create my own destiny" is the foundational belief that fuels all personal growth and achievement. It is the recognition that you are not a fixed entity, but a dynamic process. It empowers you to break free from self-limiting beliefs and to take courageous action. It is the understanding that while the world may present challenges, you have the power to choose your path, to overcome obstacles, and to build a life that is truly a reflection of your own will and your own making. I deserve happiness and success. This is a radical and liberating declaration, for it challenges the deeply ingrained belief that we must earn our worth through constant struggle and achievement. This isn't a statement of entitlement. It's a fundamental recognition of your inherent value as a human being. You do not have to prove your right to joy or to a good life. You are born with it. This mindset shift frees you from the exhausting cycle of seeking external validation and allows you to build a life based on genuine fulfillment, not a desperate chase for approval. For many, the subconscious belief is, I will be happy when I achieve X, or I am worthy of success only if I do Y. This creates a transactional relationship with life, where happiness and success are seen as rewards for hard work rather than states of being to be cultivated. This mindset is a trap because the goalposts are always moving. Once you achieve X, you immediately start chasing Z, never allowing yourself to simply be happy in the present moment. By declaring that you already deserve happiness and success, you break this vicious cycle. You allow yourself to find joy in the journey, not just the destination. That is the number R, and to celebrate your progress without feeling the need to constantly prove your worth. This principle is also a powerful antidote to imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome, the feeling that you are a fraud despite your accomplishments, is rooted in the belief that you don't truly deserve the good things in your life. It whispers, you got lucky, or they'll find out you're not good enough. When you truly internalize the idea that you deserve happiness and success, you can confront these doubts head on. You can own your achievements, acknowledge your hard work, and accept the positive feedback you receive. This isn't about arrogance. It's about a healthy and realistic appreciation of your own value and a belief in your own capabilities. Furthermore, this belief serves as a filter for the people and opportunities you allow into your life. When you believe you deserve good things, you are less likely to tolerate toxic relationships or stay in jobs that undervalue you. That is the number R. You hold yourself to a higher standard because you know you are worthy of it. This isn't about being demanding. It's about setting clear boundaries and expecting to be treated with respect. It is a form of self-love that creates a virtuous cycle. When you treat yourself as someone who deserves happiness, others will tend to follow suit. Ultimately, the power of declaring, I deserve happiness and success, lies in its ability to rewire your deepest held beliefs about yourself. It is the conscious choice to release the burden of external validation and to embrace your own inherent worth. It allows you to build a life from a place of abundance and gratitude rather than scarcity and fear. You move from a state of striving for something you may never feel you've earned to a state of living a life that you know you are worthy of.